Hello, welcome to the Blue Shell Review. My name is Chris Taylor. Joining me for your drinking tappers is Alex Kidd McMullen.
Hello, you sexy people!
Fantastic Dizzy Matt Chapman.
Hello there.
Whoa. Bring it. Come on.
And the dwarf on Golden Axe, Craig Clark.
Why do I come? Hi.
Okay, so this is our retro special. So all the reviews and games and all the things we're doing in this episode are all going to be for retro things. So,
okay, so in keeping with the retro theme, I'm holding.
Well, I hope so. It means it's a retro special.
Yeah.
And this is the very first part of the retro special. So,
I'm
welcome to
up,
the retro special. In keeping with the retro theme,
I'm holding up a box right now. Which obviously none of you listeners.
Yet. These two had, but I hadn't, so I just thought I would.
Yeah, you're holding up a box. You got a smile on your face.
Welcome to my world.
I'm going to review Super Metroid, which came out in, I believe, 1994.
Is that not written on the box?
Probably, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. It probably says somewhere. It doesn't, but I'm pretty sure my facts there. 1994. For the Super Nintendo, and I'm also pretty sure that it was only on the Super Nintendo. Super Metroid, and the reason that I've brought the box in, there is a reason that I've brought the box in, is that I dug this out of my old pile of games in my garage. But what stands out about this game is that again, you listeners can't see it, but it's in a really big box, and that's because it includes, and I quote, a giant Super Metroid 72 page player's guide, right? Ooh. And I was really looking forward to reading through this book and reminding myself of the game, because I haven't played it in years and years. And then all I could manage to find was the box without the 72 page guide, which I have since then discovered is selling for about 60 quid on eBay. So I would have been, that would have been a pretty handy thing to find.
Well, you might as well buy it, don't you, to put back in the box.
But how much is the box worth?
Yeah, I didn't look that up, actually. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, anyway, so...
so your sole reason for digging it out then has nothing to do with the nostalgia or wanting to play the game or anything like that. It's simply for the monetary value.
No. Yeah, what this game cleverly did was, which was quite unique for those games at the time, it set an amazing, really creepy atmosphere, and it made you feel like you were on this really big, expansive planet that you could go and explore. But it created that atmosphere just purely by the gameplay.
Well, and you know why they don't need to put the text in the game?
Why?
It was all in your 72-page, 16-pound book that you lost.
No, because this is a special edition, you see. Most people didn't have access to that book.
Well, Snooty McSnooterson.
Yeah. Oh, I think this was like...
Only cost him a kidney in the 90s.
I assume
Jim fixed it for him.
I assume it was No, I didn't have to do anything like that.
What did you have to do for Jim? You didn't have to milk a cow blindfolded, did you?
I'm just assuming it was a Christmas present or something.
What, from Jim?
Back then, I wouldn't have bought it with my own money. But yeah, look, another one of the boasts. 6 huge areas to explore. So
6?
No, but, I mean, honestly, again, in full credit to this game, and I'm not being sarcastic here, when it says 6 areas, this really meant some huge... like I say, you're on this planet, right? Which I believe
you had like a central corridor, and then these 6 areas sort of were doors off this central corridor. So you always end up back in that central corridor again.
Yeah. The reason why people compare a lot of games now to things like this is because what it means is you basically start off in an area. So in the case of Super Metroid, you crash land on a planet, and from the moment you get there, the whole planet is not yours to explore. You have to gradually unlock certain areas.
Does she crash on the planet, or does she land on the planet?
I don't actually know if she...
Because the ship still hovers after she gets off it, so...
It wouldn't be a crash then, would it?
No, because it's not even touching the ground.
I'm not sure if the idea is that she can't get the ship to launch, or that she's deliberately landed there. I can't actually remember. So it's basically a case of you land on this planet, and from the start, you can't get access to many areas, and you have to gradually unlock different abilities. Like, for example, you get the ability to drop bombs. I remember that. You curl up into a little ball and you drop bombs, which enables you to blow holes in the wall and make little tunnels so that you can get to certain areas. But you always return to the ship because that was like your central hub, and then all the other areas branched off of that. But yeah, so that's the basic premise of it. But I just can't sum up just how amazing it was. If I'm doing a review of it, I'm clearly, you can tell by the way I'm talking, I'm going to give it, I'm going to give it full marks. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. It's one of the best games I've ever played. It truly stands out. Yeah.
When did Metroid come out?
94.
No, that was Super Metroid.
Oh, Metroid. I don't know about Metroid. That was like 80 something. 86 probably.
If it came
1886.
Yeah.
came out in
There's a song about that,
1990.
isn't it? You know about coming out in the 80s. They're born in the 80s.
That was any Culture Club song.
Coming out in the 80s. It sounds like the 80s was a rash. I've come out in the 80s.
In fairness, I came out in the 80s. With my mum in 82.
Okay, so let's do Guess the Sound. Guess the sound. Guess the sound.
So, in this week's edition of Guess the Sound, it's Guess the Sound with a bit of a twist because it's a special.
Is it
episode.
by any chance?
Retro?
Retro.
Retro.
No,
Is it retro?
no, far from it. That is not the only twist. There's a little bit of a twist. Yes, it is retro sounds. Right, that is retro sounds. But first difference is we normally do 5 sounds as a standard thing for Guess the Sound. Now, this time, because it's a special, we're doing 10 sounds.
Bloody hell, there's a budget gone up.
Yeah.
Wow.
And also, and this is the main thing that might make it more difficult, and it certainly made it more difficult to find the damn thing. So if anybody moans about it, I'm heard here, right?
Well, looking at your
So-
face there, I'm gonna mate. I'm gonna
now you're just provoking us to moan
It's
about
like
it.
prodding me with a stick.
No, the very specific twist on the theme is it's guess the character. Are we ready?
Yes.
Sound number 1.
Do a barrel roll.
It's Star Fox.
Who was it?
Fox.
Nope.
No, it was Falcon.
Nope.
No.
No, it's the rabbit.
Oh.
And I can't remember his name.
Rampant.
Oh, he's the only one I don't remember as well because you had Fox, Slippy, Falcon, and this guy, and I can never remember his name.
Hopper.
You're actually quite close.
Bunny?
You're going to kick yourself.
Benny.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Hopkins.
Jumper.
1. It was Peppy.
Peppy.
What's Peppy?
How is that close to Hoppy?
Are you serious? You're going to ask me how is Hoppy close to Peppy?
Wait, in fairness, it's got a P and a Y in it.
I'm thinking, jumpy things.
Yeah, well, like I said, like
fair-
Bunny and
In fairness,
Bouncer.
Peppy sounds like the name of a skunk.
Right.
yeah, Pepe Le Pew.
No more excuses, right? So that's one of them, by the way.
So no one so far?
points. Okay.
Oh, it's Raiden
There we go. Correct.
from Mortal Kombat.
1 point to Chris.
thought it
You
was
look
me
very
mum.
confused, Alex. I would have thought you'd have been on that one. Really?
I thought it was someone having a...
Yeah, it's Raiden going, have a
Yeah,
proper
you know
day!
where he does that.
I thought it was me mum.
So anyway, that was number 2. Here we go then.
So 1-0-0.
Yes, thanks for pointing that out.
Number
Sorry, mate.
3. Like I say, this one might throw you a bit because you're going to instantly recognise the game. I don't care. I want to know which character this is for. Okay, you all ready?
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Correct. What?
It's the lava levels. No.
It's Dr. Robotnik.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Whoa. Dr. Eggman.
No, we're not in America.
No, that's the official name of...
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Just because
Oh,
we're in
no,
the
it's
UK.
not.
Whoa. So that is the tune for Dr. Robot.
Yeah, it's
Whenever
the,
it
it's
comes
the
about.
boss theme,
That's the
isn't
boss battle
I
thing.
thought that sounded like the lava level.
No.
Funny.
it? I'm 2-0 up. 2-0.
2-0 to Christoph. Okay. Sound. What are we on that for?
4 now.
I am the king of the world, baby.
Joe Newcomb.
I'm
Hey!
going to say the problem I had is he turned the phone towards me and I could just see Duke Nukem and I was like, I can't say that now.
You could have done.
No, because I'm not...
If you
cheating.
was
I'm not Alex.
unscrupulous like Alex.
I'm not Alex. I can't cheat.
I told him I could see the phone as well.
That's not
He
my
did tell
fault.
me. He did tell me, to be fair.
Yeah, after you'd gave the correct answer.
Right, so we are 2-1-0.
Yep.
So it's number 5 now, isn't it?
Number 5. Here we go. Bit of a quick one, this. Who was that?
Boo from Luigi's Mansion, is it?
Hey? Really?
From Luigi's Mansion.
Right, here we go again.
Do it again.
Oh, I can do it. Ooh.
A Hihachi or something.
Oh. Very, very close.
Bruce Law.
Is it Mokujin?
Nope. I can't believe how tantalising it is.
Kazuya. No, it won't be. Yoshimitsu.
Yes!
Oh,
There we go.
Of course it is.
This is just one who reacts the quickest, as far as I'm concerned.
Donkey Kong.
Oh.
I thought that was someone's bed springs. I was going to say, is that my mum again?
I gotta give both probably. You both blurted out pretty much the same time.
He was still saying it after I'd finished saying it.
You didn't say Donkey Kong, you said Kong.
Right, 3,
3.
3, none.
That's controversial, that is.
So, well, we're number 7 now.
Okay.
You know, all those people that have gone down William Mill and put money on me, they're going to be sitting there going, "Ugh, that Christopher!
No one's putting money on you, mate. Not your track record.
I'm the underdog, that's why they're going to put money on me.
So
I'm going to be getting
the odds of
better
you
odds.
winning would be massive.
Okay, we ready for number 6?
Hello,
Hey,
follow me. Okay.
I did kind of ruin that one a minute ago because it started playing.
Yeah,
because
as
it's a
I said.
playlist and it goes on from one to the next. But
Yeah.
again, you
That
both.
was who?
Abe.
Oh,
from
Abe. I
also.
thought he said Babe. I was going to say, how's that the noise of a
As in
pig?
Oddworld.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
was-
yeah.
Right, so I'm giving you both. All right, yeah, 4 all then. Craig can still catch up. Okay, here we go.
Scorpion. No.
Oh, I know that.
Super Metroid.
Oh.
It is Super Metroid, but
Is it
this
the
is
brain?
this
It's
is
the-
the very difficult thing.
No, it's that
What is
big
Mission
monster with the
Impossible?
head that goes up
The
and down
brain?
shooting the... No. The one with the big long neck.
But unfortunately, if you can't give me the character's name, which I didn't think anyone would get because it is
Mr.
very...
Long Neck.
The
I'm
giraffe.
gonna get it. I'm gonna.
Oh, come on, I need half a point for that at
The
least.
character was called Ridley. God, I only really give you the points if you're giving a name.
What was it? Rippler.
Oh,
Ridley.
come on! At least half a point.
If it comes down to a tie, you can have half a point for that. Right.
That ain't
Okay.
fair.
What do you mean
You
fair?
didn't get the bit because you didn't get the name. The quiz is you have to get the name of the character. You didn't get the name of the character.
I'll give him his nickname,
No, you gave him Mr. Longneck.
which is his nickname.
Only by you.
When we go down the pub, I tell you, Mr. Longneck, Mr. Longneck,
Okay,
and he's
you-
like, yeah, get him in, Alex. Pint Guinness, please.
You ready then?
You don't
Alright,
say.
mate.
Oh, well, before you don't say that, I think you'll find he says dun 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 dun.
Oh, that's what happens when he walks in the door. As soon as he walks in the pub, it's like dun 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 dun. The guy down the bar's like, right, here's your really long tall glass.
The yard.
Right, you all ready for number 9?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Okay, number 9.
Sonic Boom!
Dial.
Yeah. Oh, point each for Alex and Craig this time.
Craig got a point.
I'm losing track of scores now though. What is that? 5?
5.5.
5 4 1.
5, 4, 1.
5.5.
Okay then.
No, you only get the half a point if it's a tiebreak. Remember?
12, wasn't it?
No,
Because we're on the last sound.
because
Well,
I will argue to the
Oh,
hill.
no,
if I
this
get this
again.
one.
Okay, final sound.
Mario.
Bowser.
Yes.
Bowser. Yes, I've won! Craig, love you. 5.5 points.
Bowser, 5 to Alex, 4 to Chris,
5.5.
2 to Craig.
No, you don't get the half. You only get the half if it's a tiebreak.
I just realised that gave Alex a win, didn't it?
Yes.
What do you think he's celebrating for?
Uh,
I won one!
So
Yeah.
that was retro guess the sound.
Well done, Alex.
Yay!
My game, in keeping with the retro theme,
yeah.
is Alex Kidd in Miracle World. Okay?
Ooh.
So, for those who don't know, where have you been? Yeah, so Alex Kidd is a platform game, and it is out for for the Master System, the Master System 2. Now, this was originally intended to be a rival for Mario, because at the same time you had the NES that had the Super Mario Brothers game out, and they invented Alex Kidd to be Mario's rival, which obviously didn't work out because the rival later on became Sonic the Hedgehog, as we know. It was released in 1987. It is arguably the wideliest, the most known of the...
Wideliest? You just said wideliest.
You've been sat there waiting for us to make one comment. Wideliest? Wideliest? You said wideliest!
I have not heard Matthew laugh like that. ever. So that must have really tickled him.
The worst part is he's been sat there going like that, waiting for something.
Waiting for him to make a mistake.
36 years. 36 years he sat there waiting for this moment. The grammar police. He got it!
That's going to be my thing. That's going to be like on my deathbed. I'm going to go quiet for ages, and then it's going to go, Grandad, what are you going to say? Wideliest.
That is the joke equivalent of goal hanging, isn't it?
His tombstone. Here lies Matt Chapman.
He was the
Couldn't
wideliest.
fit him in, he was the wideliest.
It is arguably... You've done me now.
Oh man, you've already done the smeg-ups.
It is the best known of the Alex Kidd series, mostly due to the fact that it was built into the Master System 2 console. It was, at the time, it was the only one of its kind, really, because consoles came and you had to buy a game with it in order to play any games on them. That's how it works. To get the cartridge version of the game, you had to buy it separately. Well, obviously, you didn't need to do that because it was built into the console. So it's one of the rarest Master System games you can actually get now. And to get a copy of it, if you've got a copy of it, it's worth over £100 to just want this one retro game alone. To describe what Alex Kidd is like, again, it's a platform game because obviously most of the games back then were sort of platform type games. And you played a prodigy ninja called Alex Kidd. And he's just found out that this tyrant called Jankin the Great has just taken over the kingdom, and he's not a very nice guy. So
Does it tell you all this in text on the screen?
it didn't really tell you until you sort of play through the game.
I'm slightly disappointed now because Tenchu, modern time game,
Yeah.
you've got a main character who's a ninja called Ricky Maru.
Okay.
I'm just gutted that the creators of Alex Kidd weren't there to call him Barry.
Okay. Random. Okay. But anyway, yeah. So Alex takes upon himself then to try and sort of free the kingdom from this tyrant. So he goes through level by level, and again, it was very rare in the type of game it was because there weren't any other games out at the time where you were Alex doing the normal platform thing, but then in the next level you could be on a motorbike riding along, and the level after that you'd be in a helicopter, and there were loads of different sort of ways in which the levels played out.
One thing I always remember about the game is having to beat people by playing rock, scissors,
Yeah,
paper.
but well, because the bad guy was called Jankin the Great, you had what was called Jankin matches. So
Yeah,
the
exactly.
boss battles as such were simply paper, scissors, stone battles.
Yep.
Why
And
did you not say rock, paper, scissors?
what difference does it make?
That just was a weird way of saying rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, that is
Scissors,
generally
paper, stone.
the standard way of saying it, isn't it? It's
Whatever.
rock, paper,
Scissors, paper, stone.
All right.
That's not wildly known.
Hey, this is how it was mentioned in 1987. It's obviously changed throughout the years.
Yeah. So a Jankin match is rock, paper, scissors, and you just basically play a game of that and beat the bad guy. You move on to the next level. But like most retro games of its time, there was no way of saving your game, and then it was quite a sizable game as well. But it meant once you lost all your lives and died, that were it. You're back on the first level again.
Which usually in those old games, all your lives meant about 3 lives, didn't it?
Well, no, because one thing I did like about Alex Kidd is that you had these sort of bit like boxes, like what Mario jumps up as, like the question mark boxes. You have to punch them, but they went in like a cycle. So the first one you punch would be like a ring that you get, and when you punch wearing this ring, it'd send a fireball out. The second of the boxes, so if you've already got the ring, the next one that you got would have a ghost inside it that'd chase you, so it'd obviously try and kill you. And then the third would have an extra life in it. So as long as you sort of kept that sort of cycle going, you were constantly sort of acquiring new extra lives and things like that. I mean, I'm going to probably take a point off just simply because there were no way of saving. So like you could get like 3/4 of the way through the game and die, and then you're right back at the beginning, losing everything that you've done. Other than that, it was colourful, it was enjoyable. The story, there's not much of a story to it other than, like you say, the text popping up every now and again. It was sizable. There's like quite a lot of game for what you got, especially with the fact that it was free when you bought the Master System. And for its time, it was, again, it was quite revolutionary. So I'm going to give it 9 out of 10.
Okay. Right. Okay, so I'm going to set your challenges.
Woo!
Right, so.
Wait, we need a theme tune for challenges.
I challenge you. I challenge you.
So, the idea behind this is I'm going to set you a challenge this week, and then the following podcast, I'm going to award you all points, okay? And we'll go through the point system shortly.
Okay.
So, the idea behind this, I'm going to give you all a budget, and you've got to go onto the store of your choice. It could be Steam, it could be Xbox, it could be the PSN store, okay? You all
Can't be the Nintendo shop, apparently.
No, you can have the Nintendo shop as well.
Right, why?
But do they indie? I don't know. I've never been on the Nintendo
It's the
shop.
same as any of the others. Yeah.
Okay, right. So the idea is you've got £4. £4, and you've got to get yourself a game. It can be in the sale. It could be a game that's.
But
£4
has it
actually.
still got to be technically an indie game?
It has to be an indie game.
Yeah.
So when you say you're giving us a budget, we're paying for it ourselves.
Yes, you are.
So there's no good as going on there and finding like a AAA game that happens to be £4.
No.
Got
The
to be an
idea.
indie game.
This is what I mentioned about indie games. It's about getting them recognised, getting them known,
Okay.
giving our own review about
So it's
their
basically got to
games
be a game
somebody.
that you can't buy on disc.
Yeah, exactly. So somebody, because people might not necessarily do a review on that game that it fully deserves a review on that game.
Yeah, no, I get
So
that.
you've got £4. You get yourself a game. You play it. You do a review on it. Now, this review, it can be anything from a written review. It can be a
That's
video
not going to
review.
go down very well on a podcast.
No. Let me finish. A written review, a video review, a sound review. And the idea is you put it onto the Blue Shell review page or on your page and you advertise it. Okay? People...
When you say the Blue Shell review page,
Yeah,
which,
on Facebook,
which one?
whichever means, you can even put it in the newspaper if you want, if it's a written one. The idea is to get as many likes, you get a point for each like. For each share, you get 10 points. Okay, for each comment that's positive, you get 5 points. For each comment that's negative, you lose 5 points. Okay, so then you've reviewed the game to as good standard as you can, and literally have some fun with it, and literally just try and make that game.
So really then what you're saying is the challenge is not necessarily about the game itself, it's more about the promotion of the game.
I've got the feeling I might lose this. I've got no friends on Facebook.
Well, the thing
You've
is,
got no friends, full stop.
That's what I mean.
The thing is, you can
I only
both-
came here because I look homeless.
What you'll have to do is like people you know, just get them to write like a scribble it down on a bit of paper for you and just hand you Alex like a shoebox.
just put it on put it on any of the Blue Shell review pages.
Like, just take a photo of the piece of paper and then you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it on any of the Blue Shell review pages, and literally, they don't need to notice you.
Okay, so just to recap,
Yeah,
the challenge is we've got a budget of £4. We've got to download an indie game from
Yeah.
any of
Has
the
to be indie
major
game.
network stores.
yeah,
We've got to review the game.
yeah.
And then we're rewarded on points down to how we promote that game. So points for likes, shares, and things like that,
Yeah,
and
that's
comments. Okay.
So International Karate Plus. Oh yes.
Was that 2 buttons? One to punch, one to kick.
No, joystick, Commodore 64.
1 button then.
What was it about?
It was about.
It's a racing game.
There's a strange thing. It was about karate and ping pong within the UK. The way it works within the game is it was based around karate as such, so you punch, kick, and all that kind of stuff. You
Yeah.
try and sweep them over and things.
We're
But
aware
to
of the
get-
concept of karate.
To get from your white belt to your next belt,
Yeah.
you had a halfway stage where you would be stood directly in the middle of the screen, and balls would bounce towards you, and you had a ping pong bat, and you had to literally move up top corner, move in the middle, down, and then that's how you gained grades.
Oh, so it's a
Okay.
bit like the whole sort of test your might thing in Mortal Kombat, that kind of
Yeah,
deal.
or the punching
Like an
a
extra
car
little
in
game
Street
added-
Fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was the only way you could actually game levels. So the only way you could become a black belt is to win the fight and then go to the ping pong level.
So you had things coming at you from
So
either side
balls
of the
would be
screen.
flying at either side of the screen
I imagine
towards
that
you.
got quite hard.
It
after a
got
while.
faster and faster as it went on, and sometimes they'd bounce all the way over and you wouldn't need to even block them. But the way you got grades up was to win the fight and then do the ping pong challenge. Unless it was America, at which point you had the ping pong challenge and at some stage you had bombs. But being in the UK, only ever got the ping pong level. The slightly interesting thing about the game is the background never changed unless you did certain commands in the game, at which point a U-boat periscope might pop up in the background and random things that happen along them lines, like an alien would fly by.
The old cliche U-boat in the background of the
yeah.
Taekwondo studio.
Well, if I had a pound for every time a game did that,
You'd have a pound.
I'd have a pound.
And that's basically an IK Plus. For a Commodore 64 game, you could actually play it for quite a while.
Well, yeah, because it takes you 90 minutes to load it.
Yeah.
What year was this, do you know? Just put us in the picture.
No.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
No.
Love your reviews. They're so in depth.
Shut up, you. Rating, I'd give it, for the era, the time, the fact that I broke my joystick, I'd give it a solid 7.
Okay. Still a highly thought of game. So
Yeah.
7 out of 10 for that.
Okay, so my retro game is Road Rash.
Nice.
Oh, classic.
Right, came out in 1991. It's a motorbike racing game where you're riding along highways.
That was on the Mega Drive.
First came out on the Genesis.
Quite a
Was
few
it
different.
Genesis?
But it actually
No,
yeah.
because Genesis came out after the Mega Drive.
No, it debuted on the Sega Genesis in 1990.
Genesis.
Sega Genesis.
Genesis with the Wideliest.
It's the wideliest known Sega console, the Genesis.
You are the wideliest, generous person.
It actually came out on the Amiga, Master System, Game Gear, Game Boy.
Well, there's a
Yeah,
Mega Drive.
NES,
Game
Mega
Gear's a
Drive,
console I ain't heard of.
I know it's
in
Mega Drive
years.
because I've got it on my shelf there.
Sega CD, 3DO,
Bloody hell.
PlayStation, Sega Saturn, and Windows.
So pretty much every Sega console and the PlayStation.
I think that speaks for itself in how good the game actually was.
Well, it's very Sega.
So the game name Road Rash
Yeah.
actually derives from when you're actually riding along and you're hitting people and they fall off.
Yeah.
The severe friction burn that you'd get cutting your legs up and
Well,
stuff.
Matt knows
they
all about
call
this.
that Road Rash.
Yeah, really.
They actually call it Road Rash.
Oh.
So anyway,
Matt's one walking road rash.
Matt's actual claim to falling off his bike was someone actually come up behind him with a plank of wood and hit him over the
Yeah.
head.
That would make sense.
You should have took it off him as he swung it at you. Then you'd have had the plank.
So going back to the idea of the game, so basically it's a motorbike game. You're going down highways and you're racing against other people, and basically the idea is to hit people, kick people off their bikes. You know, there was no laws within the game.
It was one of them though where the sort of distance never got any closer. Those
Yeah,
sort of horizon chase type games.
It was one of those. You'd win more money and you could make your bike better, pick a better bike,
Did this
get
come
faster.
out before or after Carmageddon?
long before.
Yeah.
Did this come out?
Armageddon came out for the PS1.
Did this come out before or after Cannonball?
After.
You could get all sorts of really brutal weapons, couldn't you?
Yeah.
You ended up, obviously, it started off
Like a
with just
chain
your
or a
fist,
plank.
But
Yeah,
then you
you
get
got a
like
ball
basically
on
like-
a chain
Yeah, you get like a
and-
spiky ball on
Yeah.
a chain and things like that.
It kept us really, really entertained for quite a while. It was a really
Yeah,
good
it was
game.
a great game.
Just like to remind people that the feel of Road Rash is not that great, but
So yeah,
More fun than
Well,
Happy
well,
Rash.
that's why it's not called a road cuddle.
Did it come out before or after Smash TV?
I could smash that TV over your head. so it'd be before.
Oh, right, okay.
No, I mean, I genuinely loved Road Rash. It was, it's a strange, satisfying feeling when you smack
Yeah.
someone over there with a plank and all you see is legs in the air and
Yeah, because you used to have to hit
let them
them.
disappear behind you as you carry on riding.
Hit them, go to the other side of the screen when they kick out or throw a punch, and then go back and then hit them again.
What about rating?
Oh, rating, I'd give it for nostalgia, for gameplay, for how it kept us all entertained. I'd get a 9.
9. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Well, that brings us to the end of the retro special of the Blue Shell review. So it's game over from me.
Bye for now.
See you later.